Okay, hello, hello. I hope you can hear me okay. This is our usual Sunday evening live stream. So if any of you are here, if anyone of you is watching, let me know here in the comments below, because there is one topic I want to particularly talk to you about, and that would be sort of personal branding. And as soon as you're going to jump into this chat, we'll be able to see who's here and what you want to talk about. But there is a particular thing I want you to know about happening in sort of this weekend with men's finals. There's some very interesting stuff happening. So let me know if you're here. Let me know where you clicking from. Okay. Good. I hope you can hear me okay. Right, good stuff, good stuff. Right, are we visible? Right, one thing that I want you to sort of know is I was part of a style panel, a personal branding panel this weekend in Oxford. There was a sort of Polish conference about style and branding and how imperfect we can be and we should be before we can actually become those perfect machines that execute at every level. And we were sort of chatting with a lot of people there, both sort of participants of that conference and people who were actually giving talks and being part of the panel. And I want you to tell me, what do you think about personal branding and how important personal branding is? So I'm actually going to type that in the chat as well. How important personal branding is for you? Like, are you actually, or do you actually care about personal branding? Do you actually see this as something important, something that you would have to work on in this sort of very busy and noisy sort of 2018 onwards? Like, is this something that you ever sort of given consideration about? Like, why would you want to create a personal brand? Why would you want to be your personal brand? I want to know your story and your opinion about that, because I'm about to give you mine. Few things I think we need to put into perspective. One is that you will see, or you will hear in a second, that I'm a huge fan of the fact that you should be focusing on creating your own kingdom. You know, you are in control of the message that you're sending out in the world, meaning you're the only person who can actually sort of decide what is sort of out there about you, even though that there are good things, bad things, and indifferent things for any of us. But it's actually you are deciding what is being written about you, and and how you are voiced, and in what mediums sort of are you available. How people can like you in control. You're in control of whatever people type in on Google, how you are going to come up as. You are in control of that. I 100% agree with that, and I'm a huge believer of that. Also, I believe that we should be definitely sort of focusing on creating that brand. We have to have our own website. We have to have our own voice. Hence there is so many YouTube channels these days where people are just simply putting their thoughts and what they believe in into this medium. That it's natural to some people. It is natural to me, and this is how I communicate. But of course, that could mean that it's not for everyone. So if you are sort of thinking about either starting a new company, starting a new business, doing your thing with whatever that your thing is, should you be focusing on personal branding? That's sort of my 2 cents on that, and my question to you guys. So let me know, girls, whoever is here, because I can only see a few people are here, but I don't know who you are and where you're from. So let me know. Right, what else do I think we should do? I mean, I was talking in that panel, in that style panel, about not only the importance about personal branding, but also the fact that it's like, okay, if you're an accountant, why would you need to be a personal brand? And I think it's super important because you most likely going to want another job at some point. You most likely would want to have more money at some point. You most likely want to have a more appreciation and be an expert in what you do. You most likely want even your boss reading your blog about VAT returns, new legislation, and then he can read that and think, shit, I didn't know Karen knows that. Like, personal branding is all about that. So most likely some of you, most of you, even because you're sitting here and watching me and talking to me, like, you want something, right? You wouldn't be watching this for pure entertainment and for my good looks and for the fact that I'm speaking sort of differently with weird accent, right? You want something. That's why you're here. So I challenge you. I challenge you in the way that you should be thinking about personal branding, and personal branding always existed. That's so important to understand, that we always had that, but it just sort of in the recent time it was called personal branding. But before that, there was influencers, there was branding on its own. That's how people won elections and won kingdoms and whatever else, right? So it's super important that you get this and you're with me on that. Ted is saying, business-minded branding is important to me. Makes a huge financial differences to my top line revenue if I'm memorable in a positive way. Personally, I don't care at all. Right, Ted, super important. I agree with part of it. You know which part I'm not going to agree with. Put that situation. You don't care about your personal brand, right? Let's focus on the second part of it, because first part I absolutely agree. Business-minded branding or business side of things, yes, you have to have that. But why do I think your personal branding matters? You post something on Facebook. You post a picture of Facebook, you taking drugs. Okay, how do you think is that going to sort of affect your business? Top line revenue. You post a picture of you on holiday, whereas you've just replied to your client that you cannot meet this deadline because you're super busy with other work. Like, how does that affect your top line revenue? Everything matters. Everything that we do. If you probably, if you still don't agree, if your company's called catsfood.com, and you post pictures of nice cats on your catsfood.com website and profiles, and then all of a sudden you are posting dogs pictures and text about how much you hate cats on your personal brand, on your personal Facebook. Like, what do you think people are going to do? People are going to, most likely, if they're going to do big business with you, they're going to Google your name. They're going to try to find out more about you. It matters. Why would you think it doesn't? I'm sure, Ted, you've been doing that before, where you've Googled other people's names, right? You checked their LinkedIn, or you checked their other profiles on other platforms. Of course, it's important. Like, you check Exxon.com, what they're all about, but Brian, that you're about to sign a business with, like, you check him as well, right? Okay, Ted is coming back saying that my clients don't have the time to look me up as an individual, but I do see the advantage of paying attention to my online presence. Yeah, okay. Again, I don't know what you do. I don't know what clients do. But if you think that no one looks on your personal profile, okay, think that. Like, and Ted, we talk a lot and we sort of bounce each other's ideas off on my YouTube, but like, think about that. That it's like not having, like, some people still debate with me whether they should have an online presence or not, whether they should be on a social media or not. Don't be. Like, if you don't feel it, don't be. But then don't expect that your business is not going to be as good as the next person, or don't expect to be perceived as an expert. I don't know, Ted, what you do, what sort of industry you're in, but if you were, I don't know, selling options, stock options, and you're a financial broker, like, what I would do if I was you, I would try to establish my position as the best stockbroker, option trader out there. I'll be putting content. I'll be making sure that people can find blog. You know, if they type in how to make money on stock options, you know, I would want them to find your blog. Personal branding, right? So then more business can come your way. I mean, Ted, let me know if you agree or not. Salve is saying good evening, hello. BD Dale, hello, good evening. Jens, what do you think about personal branding? Let me know, because I think we already have got a very sort of interesting discussion with Ted. Isaac is saying, Isaac Palmer, Stowe Island, is that a place, I would imagine, right? Is that where you're clicking from? I don't know. Is that a name of company? I don't know. Is it slang that I don't understand? I don't know. Yes, so it's very difficult, in my opinion. Well, it's just in my opinion that if in order to, like, imagine if my example, don't go with Ted example, go with my example. I've got a company called Men's Finest, right? We make bow ties, pocket squares. We deliver them most likely in this nice, beautiful boxes, all branded Men's Finest, all nice little ribbons there, and we're trying to make things look really special. We've got this beautiful ties, and all made in the UK and smells nice and whatever else, right? Okay, but that's my company. So why am I showing you this on what? Why is it me doing those lives? Why is it? I'm saying, like, I'm part of this. So if you would go on my personal profiles on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn, what do you think you're going to see? You're going to see this. Because most likely someone who's going to find Men's Finest website, on the About section, they're going to see, oh, Michael, who's that guy? They're going to Google it. He's the owner of this. Right, what does he do? Like, what has he done before? Ah, right, okay. Oh, he's a YouTube channel. He's got a blog. Oh, I didn't know. Before you know, you sort of went from completely cold traffic that they just were interested in Men's Finest. All of a sudden, they're interested in you. Oh, what? Oh, he's Polish. I didn't know. What? He moved to the UK? Wow. Like, how? When? Like, oh, he started this from scratch. Oh, he gets them from Italy and England, and it's all made locally. Like, oh, that's interesting. Why didn't you build in that brand? So it all depends, like, what you do. But in my example, like, this is my personal and business go hand in hand. Salve is saying, you chatted about personal branding, one of the most important things you can do. Salve, why do you think? Oh, Stone Island is a fashion brand, by the way. I've never heard of them. Stone Island, let's have a look. Okay. Oh, there's like a casual attire kind of thing, right? I know them. I've seen the logo. Okay, and then yeah, okay, that's casual. I rarely sort of sort of deal with that side of things. I do, but it's like it's I would imagine for my clients rather than for me. But yeah, okay, I see what you mean. Stone Island. Okay. So the question was, what do I think about Stone Island? Maybe. Right, Machi is saying, hello, personal branding is nothing more, nothing less than making promise delivered. Regards from Warsaw. Hello, Machi. I've heard about that before, where branding is a promise. And I don't know what you think about this, but if you think about branding equals promise, you hope that when you when you brand, when you deliver this, yeah, like your customers expect something from it because it has got a logo on it, because it has got your name on it, because you maybe written handwritten note inside for the customer, thanking him personally for purchasing this. Like there must be the reason why they trust you and why they want to do business with you, right? And maybe that's it. Maybe branding is part of that. But why would you want to do, like, that's branding for the brand? You know, if I look for Men's Finest or Nikes or something else, that's branding that companies work on for years, for months, right? But what about personal branding? What about me talking in front of you and caring about my Facebook profile, my LinkedIn profile, and my other presence, and my michaelfratskowiak.com website? Like, why do I care about this, whereas it should be all about this, right? So why would you ever want to do that? Like, it's super interesting. Sav is saying, what's left once your product is finished? You. Yes, I agree. This is what's left with you know, when your product is you know, is gone, is changed, you've sold it, you know, like, you want to come back to the brands that you trust, right? So if you are, you know, I'm a huge Nike fan, or Gymshark. There is a gym gear kind of manufacturer of like tracksuits and stuff like that, and I love them. I absolutely love them. I like the fit, I like the fabric, I like the story, I like everything about it, and I keep buying. Maybe I've got 10, 15 items from them. You know, their brand speaks to me, and I like the fact that they look good on me. That's it. You know, so yes. BD Dale says, as men's fashion accessories are made. As your men's fashion accessories are made in this country, do you heavily promote, advertise this? Yes, I mean, yes. I'll show you something. All of our labels, for instance, have got. I don't know whether you can see this. I can see that in a slight delay, but you know, all of our stuff is made in England. So one side of things is Men's Finest, and the other side of things is just you know, our labels. So this is the tag that we attach to all of our products. Obviously, inside the box, for instance, if you happen to get that box, you will have this as well. So information about classic British elegance, that we actually, you know, make things here in Liverpool, England. So it says that there as well. You know, all of our labels on our clothing, all of our business cards, whatever they are, somewhere, they have got all of them written. You know, Liverpool, England. All of our you know, inside sort of material information. This is all says you know, made in England, made in UK. Obviously, all of our website says that. But maybe we not. You know, I asked this question before. How important is it for people for things being made in the UK? That's another thing. Like, all things being made in Italy. Like, how important is it for you to see that? Ted is coming back. I fully agree with you. If people know your name, people will care what they see online about the individual. I'm different in that company name is all my client needs to give me business. But do they actually see your face? Do they shake your hand? Do you actually ever come in touch and in relationship with those people, Ted? You know, do you ever know them by name? Do they know you by name? Or you just, you know, ring them up, you know, via cold calling, and you just kind of convince them that it's worth giving you business, because maybe that's, you know, maybe you don't care. But then I would argue a different thing. That maybe if you, for instance, work in a call center and you never sort of speak and shake people's hand, they don't really know your name. Like, I would create me as a best cold caller in the industry. So then, you know, other jobs, you know, maybe you want to create programs for cold calling. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what, there is always that option that you can do more for your business, for your industry, for your brand. Because if you're an expert in something, most likely people are going to come and want that information. You know, I've been an expert in calibration, which is very extremely narrow field of electrical engineering for the last 6-7 years maybe. And I've been debating this for a while, whether I should actually create, courses, online programs for this, because I don't want my knowledge to disappear and go away and not be able to sort of put to people what I know. But maybe I haven't got enough energy and passion with me to do that. But if I was to go and try to pursue that career in other companies, most likely I would actually do it. Most likely I would actually create some online presence, some online courses where I could actually teach all of that calibration knowledge to the guys. So I'm not going to do it because I don't want to have that career in that field anymore. But it's something that if I wanted to do this, I would definitely consider being an expert, external sort of voice, if you like. I'm sure that some of you guys that left here, we had a spike of like 10, 12 people. Now we're back to 4, 5, 6 people, depends on when you look. So maybe we're actually not giving this enough energy, or maybe our talk isn't interesting enough for people to stay on. But anyhow, guys, let me know what you think about personal branding. Let me know what personal branding you are doing right now, what you're struggling with as well, because that was the questions that we had from the audience during this weekend at the conference that I was panelist. I was one of the speakers, and we had questions from the audience about where to start, how to manage your brand, what are the best tools, etc., etc. And you have to find your own voice. You have to find what works for me. I mean, video works for me, clearly. I mean, I'm on this YouTube channel, I'm creating content. But for many people, that wouldn't be enough, or that would be too much. Maybe some people would want to do a lot more stuff with it. So you have to find your voice. You have to find your niche. You have to find your own sort of presence online. But I think the point of this YouTube Live, and for you to understand what I'm trying to say, is that you have to find that voice. Like I challenge you to find, and let me know in the comments below whether you find something that it's that you can be expert in, and do that. Gents, ladies, whoever is here in the room, thank you so much for being here. Let me know in the comments below. Give us a like so more people can see this after this live finishes. But I'll see you next week, Sunday, most likely. I may be on my phone because I'll be traveling from Poland, seeing clients and friends. So I'm most likely going to see you maybe on the way back from Poland or something like that. But yes, I will try not to forget you and try not to miss that, because I enjoy those live discussions. Ted, Bidale, Salve, Maciej, thank you so much. Marco, thanks for saying bye. That's super important. Right, gents, till next Sunday. Stay stylish.